with press, you want to get a little bit of a heavier weight. The idea is that doing the pullover, you're going to use both hands, and then for the press, that's what you're going to kind of judge the weight off of, is how heavy you can press the weight using one arm, because typically your pullover strength is not as great as your pressing strength. So that's how we're going to judge the weight, and obviously if the weight that you can press is too heavy for you to pull over with both hands, then go ahead and make adjustments there. So getting into it, you want your head and upper back on the Swiss ball. If you have a Swiss ball at your use, go ahead and use that. You get more ab stabilization out of that. Otherwise, use a bench to lay on for the overhead pullover. So you're going to grab the weight with both hands, like I had mentioned. You want a slight bend in your elbows. You don't want them to be locked out. And you want to keep this slight bend starting at the top here. And you're going to drive those shoulders down away from your ears as you bring the weight above your head. And then think about pulling from your abdominals to get the weight back to start. Now notice how I don't allow my elbows to bend at the top and then extend with the elbows. That takes the exercise out of the lats here and makes you use your biceps and your triceps more. That's not what we're looking for. So that's the pullover. So you're going to do a pullover with both your hands. Come up to the top. Use one hand to turn the weight away from you. Lower it down for a unilateral chest press. So go ahead and do all on one side. So once you've completed all the reps on one side, then you're going to go to the other side and do your chest press. So remember, as you're working, especially on the Swiss ball, you're constantly keeping those abs braced and engaged. It's not just about the upper body. You've got your glutes squeezed, keeping your hips up so that you don't end up dropping the hips down like that. So I'm going to go through 2 on each side just to give you an idea of what it looks like as you're going through the reps without doing the instructions. So here we go. Two on that side, kind of changing my grip a little bit so I can move right through it. So as you see while I go through it, you want to have a little bit of a rhythm to it, but you don't want to just be rushing through it. You really want to focus on what you're doing, do the overhead pull, and then do the chest press unilaterally. A few little pauses here and there to make sure that you're using right form. And that is the overhead pullover with the dumbbell chest press.